It's 2 days to the general elections, and we are your election command center. We are live from our news hub here at Adesawe in Kanda. Coming up this afternoon, as political parties wrap up campaigning ahead of Monday's general elections, we will update you on the campaigns so far. And on the international front, this afternoon, Russia starts COVID-19 vaccination program with clinics in the capital, Moscow, inoculating those most at risk from the virus. The details of these stories and many others coming to you in the next 60 minutes. Don't forget that you can join us on DSTV channel 279 on our social media platforms. We are streaming on Facebook at TV3 Ghana. Around the world, we are live on 3news.com. Let's bring you our very first story and let's hit the campaign trail. As President Akufo-Addo has urged the people of Tema not to think about voting skirt and blouse, but be vigilant and vote for the NPP and their parliamentary candidates for a resounding one-touch victory for the party on Monday. The president was addressing party faithful at the Tema New Town Lorry Park in a final combined rally of the NPP for all three Tema constituencies.
Party faithful from the Tema West, East and Central constituencies thronged the Tema New Town Lorry Park to listen to their party leadership. Trade Minister Alachi Mateng urged the people not to look elsewhere on the ballot paper on December 7, but only look for the elephant to vote massively.
Ghana is the new hub of the single market of Africa, and therefore the people of Tema are situated at the right place to benefit from it.
The three candidates for the NPP in the Tema Enclave also addressed their teaming supporters.
7 December, we have a choice to go back or move forward. It's a choice that we, the people of Tema and Tema Central, have decided to move forward and move forward with the New Patriotic Party. We are going to say thank you to the president. We don't have any of these. Any is years of them. I'm going to say you're going to be. Yeah, God for them never for us. And to be part of this history, you will be a kind of cry. Our Badai and Makanabaya is His Excellency Nana Adelanko Akufo-Addo.
If you want a compassionate and truthful leader, it's Nana Akufo-Addo. So go out there and vote for the NPP because Tema seats are not going anywhere.
President Akufo-Addo charged the people to go out and vote massively for the party to increase extensively the percentage of votes in Tema.
Anyone who has registered should go and vote. Don't say Nana has won already. Go and vote.
The team then moved to the Ashaiman constituency, a stronghold of the opposition NDC. Here, various speakers urged the people to change the voting pattern and vote for the NPP. President Akufo-Addo said government has done a lot in the past 4 years, thus the need for the people of Ashaiman to vote massively for the NPP to continue with its development agenda.
Ashaiman, you should try the elephant for once and see the difference.
4 years Mubehu is Saya, and then Ba Shaman, and Nama Branche, and then Yamisi and Kanokwe. Me mama se ma be di obi ata na me hu ade a chenye no etumi ye ma ene Ghana chenye no tokro ene ba be se chenye no.
Day 1 of the 2-day tour of the Greater Accra region ended with a rally at Teshi Camp 2 in the Lejokuku constituency. Here, President Akufo-Addo urged the people to encourage all eligible voters to go out in their numbers to vote massively for the NPP on Monday. The last and final campaign continues on Saturday with a visit to Kasua and will be climaxed at the Manchagbona in Jamestown with the Mammoth rally.
Still on the campaign trail and still with the NPP, we head to the Savannah region where the paramount chief of the Klo traditional area in the Savannah region, Klawura Borisa, has described President Akufo-Addo as a man whose actions speaks louder than his words. Speaking at the commissioning of an electrification project, he was confident President Akufo-Addo and the NPP will win the December 7 polls.
The Klo traditional area is also referred to as overseas, falls under the Salaga South constituency. The area lacks facilities such as good roads, clinics, schools, electricity, mobile network, among others. At the ceremony to commission the electricity project's paramount chief of the Klo traditional area, Klawura Borisa, applauded the government for the project.
We have been voting NDC since 1992, but have never seen any development. The NPP government, through our MP and Dr. Clifford, have shown the difference, and we vote for them as our appreciation.
The chief also called on the Electoral Commission and government to create a constituency and the districts for the Klo area, which has a population of over 40,000. Managing Director of the Ghana Water Company Limited, Dr. Clifford Brahima, assured the people the next NPP government will, from 2021, start a process of creating more districts to facilitate development.
When we promised Salaga South constituency and a district, people thought we were joking. It has been done. A lot of people are about twice the size of a district. We don't know what is failure in our constitutional dictionary. When we say we'll do something, we'll deliver. With this government that we have, that doesn't see people.
MP for Salaga South, Adam Salifu Brahima, appealed to the electorates to give the NPP government 4 more years to do more.
1992 to 2000 was one MP. 2001 to 2009, another MP. 2009 to 2017, another MP. We have just gotten 4 years. We are requesting and asking and pleading that we are also giving 8 years, that's additional 4 years, for us to be able to compare the performances.
And now let's hit the NDC camp as the next NDC administration will, upon assuming office, establish an Accra spare parts city to contain the huge congestion at the Abose Okline spare parts hub. This is coming on the heels of a request by the Spare Parts Dealers Association of Ghana to the NDC flag bearer, John Mahama. Here's a report by Komla Kluche.
The Abose Okline Spare Parts Enclave employs an estimated 5,000 workers in the heart of the Accra city. The area is often congested. Described often as an unfriendly terrain for the NDC, the John Mahama administration has in recent time pushed for a more collaborative relationship with the spare parts dealers. The flag bearer of the NDC took his first day of the mop-up of the Greater Accra tour to the Blekuma Central constituency. Many unseen before, according to the NDC, showering love towards a candidate who has been more humane in leveraging the business activities of the spare parts hub. Thousands of the dealers openly showed their disdain for what they described as failed promises by the MPP administration. The presidential candidate of the National Democratic Congress first interacted with the leaders who were clear in their demand.
Second hand duties no flat rate at the amount say 20 footer and or the beba be a 20 footer no yebeka say on 10,000 Ghana cedis now on your day now on Fanco.
John Mahama thereafter moved to address the teeming crowd of supporters. I am so convinced that something will change in Abosokan. Most of you have been sighing in your quiet for the hardship imposed on you despite the lofty promises from the deceitful MPP. This place is congested. I will get a vast land not far and will build a spare parts city which will be befitting.
Edru baby ebetimi edru won't me expand Abosokan biom enti mo penyin for buy no e no mo ne e kan ye e na se o yempe aban asase bi e wo ha a bank room catch mo chairman say yaje atum.
Moment after being held for over an hour at the spare parts enclave, the NDC flag bearer moved to the Kaneshie market where he interacted with women and assured them of giving them their fair share of the national cake if elected. The campaign then moved deep into the night at the Odududio constituency. John Mahama was in Agbogloshie market where he assured the market queens of uplifting the status of the market. The team moments thereafter moved to the Osikai Park after he interacted with the yam sellers at the Kokumba market. John Mahama expressed his appreciation for the love shown the NDC in the constituency, promising to ensure the fishing communities received their share of the national cake.
Mofiamo Afro-Esiki Eha Honorable Ni Lante Vanderpool.
Komla Kluche, TV3 News, Accra.
And still with the NDC and in Accra, the flag bearer of the NDC has announced the construction of a modern market similar to the Kejetia market in Nima. John Mahama says the Nima market has lived up to its billing and will receive its desired status. Here's another report by Komla Kluche.
This is the backyard of the presidential candidate of the New Patriotic Party, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. Reassuring and comforting, this crowd had marched up since midday on Friday awaiting the arrival of the presidential candidate of the NDC. John Dramani Mahama, a support base the NDC says is unflinching in their love and support. Reignited NDC base, they say, feels more energized. Hundreds of motorbike riders in a show of appreciation for the NDC planned policy of legalizing Okada thronged the Nima base. Enthusiastic, they held up the NDC flag bearer for hours, never allowing him to pass through. Many saying they want to crown him as a victor immediately, even before the polls. He meandered his way through and addressed the crowd. The Nima market deserves an upliftment as the Kejetia market. I make you this promise. I will give you a Kejetia type of market for Nima. John Mahama, moments thereafter, moved to Mamubi. The show of affection and love. Many say they are proud John Mahama is coming back. John Mahama bemoaned the abandoned numerous projects the NDC started but has been left at the expense of the taxpayer. He said he will complete all of them in the shortest possible time if he assumes office. Describing the attitude of the NPP as wickedness, John Mahama says his administration will not be for family and friends. He says the NDC has the best policy for uplifting the Muslim community. John Mahama was also in Fadama of the Okaikwe Central constituency, where he assured the people of a fair share of the national cake. Komla Kluche, TV3 News, Nima, Accra.
Well, we understand that today is the final day for campaigning for all the parties. We will be crossing over to our various presidential correspondents to give us an update on that. But let's still do more stories, as it's 2 days to the December 7 polls, and all is set for the two parliamentary candidates contesting for the Setre Afram Plains seat in the Ashanti region. The battle is between the district chief executive for the area, Joseph Owusu, and the incumbent member of parliament, Alex Adomako Mensah. Whilst the opposition, NDC, says it is poised to retain the seat for the third time, the governing NPP is determined to occupy the seat for the first time since the creation of the constituency. My colleague Ibrahim Abubakar has visited the constituency and now joins me via Zoom for some updates. Thank you, Ibrahim, for your time this afternoon. What can you tell us from Setre Afram Plains? Hello, Ibrahim. And we are trying to get through to him to give us an update as to what is happening in the Setre Afram Plains. We're having an audio challenge, but once we are able to fix that.
Okay, so
Ibrahim.
This is, hello?
Grateful for your time.
So I'm saying, this is one of the interesting constituencies in the Ashanti region, and we have our eyes and ears on the ground because you know the MPP has launched its agenda 4747. It wants to snatch all the 47 parliamentary seats here in the region. Now the NDC has just 3 constituencies: the Setre Afram Plains, the Atawasi constituency, and the Ejura constituency. Now they want to claim this seat for the first time. So the place is buzzing with political activities by the MPP. Day in, day out, you see party gurus coming in the constituency to campaign and canvass for votes here. In 2016, the constituency was created in 2012, and since then it has. This district chief executive, who was also the then candidate of the MPP, contested the incumbent member of parliament and lost by 2,000 plus votes. Now he is back in the race as the district chief executive, contesting the same member of parliament. And everybody has intensified his campaign. They are moving from house to house, door to door, room to room, just to canvass for votes. I've been engaging with the two of them, and first of all, I spoke to the district chief executive, that's the MPP parliamentary candidate, who told me the incumbent member of parliament has not done anything to merit his continuous stay in office, and for that matter, he is coming strongly in the race to snatch the seat from the NDC. Let's take a listen to what Joseph Owusu has been telling me.
If you look at the less than 4 years I've been chief executive, district chief executive for Setre Afram Plains, and if I walk you through what I inherited, that is the record. Let us go straight by the records. That is the handing over notes. You can only count on your fingertips maximum 3 projects that are infrastructure projects that were initiated by the MP Common Fund. That is to say, 3 projects in 4 years that were done by Alex Adomako for Setre Afram Plains people. And then when you have physical reality of what those 3 projects are, it's unfortunate he walks around freely. He should be in jail. And you know what they tell me? What the propaganda, the NDC, the MP Doolittle is saying? That why have I waited till almost 1 month to election and I'm bringing a road to the people of Fumsua, Ofe, Akuma, and Bosomfo. And then I asked myself, so if you had brought them a road contract a month to the election of 2012, would they still be crying for road? You see, if only we are to focus on issue campaign, Alex Adomako is no match. I feel from the numbers I'm looking at, and it's a numbers game, from the numbers I'm looking at, last in 2016, he beat me by 2,095 votes. In 2020, I won't be beating him any less than 3,000 votes.
This is making himself that he's a big man over every place. He's a Akufo-Addo. So everything you try to do it, you want to hammer on it. And the most annoying thing is that the common fund is on MP's common fund. He doesn't want me to use it. When some people brought this in and then I issued order that let's construct so and so for these people, when you get there, it's come a problem. He doesn't want to sign. Everything I'm doing is trying to support it. They believe that I have done it and they still have a belief on me. Because what I've been always trying to tell them that the God gave us 4 years for NDC. And the God wasn't selfish. He gave MPPs another 4 years. So they should compare the work that we did for 4 years and the work they have done it.
Right, that was a discussion held by our regional correspondent, Ashanti regional correspondent, Ibrahim Abubakar. But he's still with me on Zoom. Ibrahim, 2 days to elections. Can you describe the general mood where you are?
Well, where I'm currently, it's all about peace. This year, I've seen a lot of individuals, institution groups intensifying the peace campaign. Currently, I'm at the Central Mosque and they are having a peace dialogue here, the Muslims and the Christians and the youth, because it's all about peace. Aside the peace aspect, the various political parties are also intensifying their campaign. You know, they have just less than 24 hours to halt their campaign. So everybody is just moving. Now everybody has stopped the rally style of campaign and they are moving closer to the people to tell them their message and why they should vote for them come December 2020.
Grateful for your time this afternoon, Ibrahim, our man there giving us an update from the Ashanti region. But let's still stay on elections, and this time let's look at security as the Director of Police Public Affairs Directorate, Superintendent Sheila Kesi Abeye Bachman, has assured of the preparedness by security agencies for Monday's polls. She told the news team there are enough contingency arrangements in place to prevent any unwarranted events and called on the public to support their efforts.
Considering the numbers that we put on paper, the turnout here is good. As already said by IGP, the 3 other tiers of deployment, which will be the mobile patrol teams that will form the rapid response teams and the standby teams, have already left. And you know, they're made up of operational units and Ghana Armed Forces. So the turnout is good. We have intentionally decided not to give the figures. It is strategic, but be assured that we have the numbers, or we will have the numbers on the ground. The names are already with the regional commands. The regional commands have already deployed them, so they have an idea of their polling stations or the electoral areas they are going to. Should we go into runoff, strategy has already been made. But for the purpose of this parade, we are going for Monday polling station. So everybody should be assured that our preparations are being executed, and we are very hopeful that everything will be peaceful. For law-abiding citizens, you are the reason why we are doing all this. And for troublemakers, you are also the reason, because you'll be arrested. You will not go scot-free. But there are several other things that can make you distinguish between a real police officer or a real security officer deployed to the station. They know themselves. The local officers have been deployed to the remote areas, so we should be covered.
Well, let's still be gauging the mood in the regions, and I've been joined by Zoom again, and this time around our Northern Regional Correspondent Christopher Marco is joining me to give us an update. Good afternoon, Chris. Thank you so much for your time.
Good afternoon, Della.
Great. So give us a picture, the mood in the northern region as we're preparing for the December 7 polls, 2 days away.
Yes, so Della, the northern region has 18 constituencies in all, and some 1,043,674 eligible voters are expected to cast their votes on December 7. 2,202 polling stations are in the northern region. This morning I visited town, and a lot of peace campaigns were organized by civil society organizations and other organizations ahead of December 7 polls, and political parties were as well holding their political engagements. I visited the Tamale Central constituency where Dr. Ibrahim Anyas is contesting against the NDC candidate Murtala Muhammad, and they were all holding community engagements to ensure that they wrap up their campaigns ahead of December.
Great.
And I must say that the atmosphere is a charged one. A lot of political activities ongoing in the region, because today happens to be the final day for campaign.
All right, great. Thank you so much for your time. Now let's head to the Western region, where our correspondent Eric Ajay is also standing by to give us the mood there. Eric, good afternoon. Tell us what is happening in the Western region as we are getting ready for the December elections, 7 elections.
Thank you very much. So the polls will be conducted in 17 constituencies here in the Western region, and we are looking at close to 1.2 million voters. For the past 3 days, the region has seen a lot of activities with regards to the final push to selling their message to prospective voters. Only yesterday, both the NPP, the NDC organized various peace processions to the principal streets of some major streets here in the Western region. I'm told that this evening the governing New Patriotic Party here in the Western region will have a candlelight procession through the principal street of Sekeni Takrade. Again, on the other front too, you have a lot of civil society organizations organizing various programs to educate the voters about the need to ensure that their conduct do not derail the democratic gains the country has gained over the course of time. Just gone by, customers of Gold Coast Fund also had a press conference where they declared their support for the opposition National Democratic Congress, that they believe that if the Akufo-Addo led government will not pay their monies, then they are going to give their votes to the National Democratic Congress.
Right. Grateful for your time this afternoon, Eric Ajay, our man in the Western region. Let's head to the Ashanti region and speak with our correspondent, William Evans Inkum. Mr. Inkum, thank you for your time this afternoon. So we know that the Ashanti region, of course, there are a lot of activities happening there. We are seeing some people bowing out. We're also knowing that when it comes to flashpoints, the Ashanti region alone has over 975 flashpoints identified in the area. Give us a picture. 2 days to the elections, security, the general mood. What is happening in the region?
All right, so the general mood is that of a charged electorates who are just counting down to 7 December to cast their vote. We're talking about security. I can tell you that they are also poised for action. Over 3,000 policemen are going to be deployed to various polling stations as far as the Ashanti region is concerned, and they are likely to be backed by some 400 military men. I mean, aside the other security institutions, they are also, deploying or detailing personnel at vantage areas as far as the political environment of the Ashanti region is concerned. But I've been speaking with the Deputy Ashanti Regional Police Commander, David Ajiman Ajem, and he has been speaking tough as far as ensuring security is concerned for those people who would want to foment trouble. According to him, the police is ready to deal with these guys ruthlessly. And I don't know if you have that particular sound. Maybe we can play it.
So we assure the public that the police will be there. And let me sound a caution to those who intend to do the untoward. If they are thinking about it, they better forget about them. because when they come out, we will deal with them and we will be very ruthless in dealing with them.
All right. So grateful for your time, William Evans, for that update and also that important soundbite. We crossed over to our regions, Western, Northern, and Ashanti. You heard from our correspondents. We are gauging the mood in that area because this is your election command center. There's more news after the break. Do stay with us.